Welcome, and please welcome the Skit Guys.
Hey, thanks for having me.
How are you? I'm Eddie.
Yeah, I'm Tommy.
We are the Skit Guys. Yeah.
It has been so long since we've seen you, but man, you all have been busy. We have so much to talk about. This book thing, I seem to understand there's some sort of book involved with why we're here this morning.
Yeah, it's called Smells Like Bacon. It's a friendship book. We've been friends for...
over 30 years.
Yeah.
So we're kind of experts on friendships. So we wrote a book, and Smells Like Bacon is one of the chapters in the book. So it's funny, but we really give some great bacon bits of friendship in there, of how to have relationships. Not just friendships, but marriages, whatever it is. We really think that the things that we've lived out of our lives can really help.
Okay, so what is one of those expert tips that you feel like people are going to take away when they read the book?
There's a great chapter in there about the tunnel of chaos. And that is...
You just went straight there. There's a lot of lighter chapters.
I wanted to jump in.
You went deep.
Do we need to go through the tunnel?
No.
Okay.
No,
So the tunnel of chaos is like when you have a relationship and you have to deal with something and nobody wants to deal with it.
Sure.
And the tunnel of chaos is that ride that you don't want to ride, all right? It's the honorary brother of the tunnel of love, you know?
Yeah.
And, we say, what a tunnel of...
Well, you got to go through the tunnel of chaos to get to the tunnel of love.
Sure.
Yeah.
Right?
Sure. Yeah.
But if you have deep friendships and relationships, I'm sure the two of you have been through the tunnel of chaos, right? You get on that ugly goose, you don't want to, but it leads to the tunnel of love in friendships and relationships, working relationships.
Yeah.
So the tunnel of chaos, it's a must if you're going to have deep, good relationships, not just surface level relationships.
I think it's important to stress here that when in levels of friendship, in being around you guys and watching you work and watching your podcasts and such, there is such a deep, deep friendship there that I can't imagine there's ever been a time where you guys just said, I need a break from you. I'm going over here.
Yeah, I mean, we've been like 30 years, right?
Right.
So we have stories where the words coming out of one of our mouth was, I want to hit you, I mean, there's all of that, because that's friendship, right? You know, but we travel together. I told him 2 days ago, we met up at the airport and I didn't want to go anywhere. And I saw him and I went, okay, it's going to be okay. I mean, it really is a great friendship. We love being together.
Yeah, it blows me away to think, September 17th, 1987, he invited me to church, and I would have never have thought my senior year in high school that would have, just saying yes to Jesus changed my life forever.
Yes.
But to get this gift of a friendship, and we get it. It's not something that everybody gets, right? But we do feel like, and we've lived it out, there's things in that book that you go, okay, no matter where you are in relationships or friendships, these can change your life. But yeah, what a gift. What a gift. To live out, to work out, and to see it. There's been some uncomfortable times and you're like, oh gosh, but you get through it because we're such different people.
Yes.
Different past experiences, but to be able to love each other and a love that says I love you no matter what.
Yes.
You know what I mean? So I think that's friendship.
And you guys started out as funny guys. You were both funny. And then when you came to know the Lord, you invited him to church. You said everything that you were doing and how it led to the Skit Guys, all of a sudden there was a deeper purpose to what you guys wanted to do and become.
Yeah, God had this cool plan that we didn't know. I just knew my friend needed Jesus. Like, it's not like, okay, I'm going to get him saved and we're going to do skits and it's going to be fantastic, you know? Because there's nothing worse than being on a plane and somebody goes, what do you do for a living? Skits? It just shuts down the
paper comes right up real quick.
It's like, you're unemployed.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I just knew he needed Jesus, but God had this great plan, and it changed everything, and so, yeah.
What was that genesis to where you guys decided we want to do skits? This is our thing. It's unique for what you all do, and not only in the Christian world, but just in entertainment period, just doing skits, going around. Where did that come from? How did that happen?
I don't even know if there was a genesis because I think both of us felt called to ministry. And so it really this was a very side thing because, and especially in churches in the 80s and 90s, no one laughed. To laugh in church was just as bad.
Rare.
Disrespectful. Yeah. So it really was that thing of, this is a neat side thing. Right. But it really just kind of grew. And the more it grew, you say yes to opportunities, you say yes to things. We kept doing the possible, and I really do think God did the impossible because it really is that thing of like, what? You guys are middle-aged men and you all do skits? And so, it really wasn't something we set out to do, but it turned out to be something really beautiful.
No, we have to be truthful. This is not work.
No, gosh, no, it's fun. I thought he said this does not work.
It does, are we done? What? Is this over?
Okay.
All right.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Buy the book.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I want to hear your stories that you hear from people and how laughter has brought healing or laughter has changed their lives, because you called it a ministry and people are thinking, oh, they're just up on stage being silly and funny and doing jokes and writing books. But I'm sure you've heard from people saying it's so much more than that.
Yeah, Luke 12:48, to much is given, much is expected. And I think that's the beauty of when we go to a show, for a family show, no matter where it is. I get jealous because when we stand in a line and we have a dad come up to us and he's kind of teary-eyed, kind of leans in, he goes, hey, you've made my kids laugh. You've made my kids just laugh.
That's wonderful.
But you're also saying things that I get that they're not getting. And he goes, I'm laughing. But he goes, more importantly, I get to kind of lean back in my chair and I get to look at my kids having a good time.
Yes.
And they'll just go, thank you. Thank you. I love that.
Yeah, I remember a lady, we were doing a show in Canada, and after the show was over, we were talking to her, and she just came up and said, hey, thank you. She said, my husband died about 9 months ago, and she said, I haven't laughed. She goes, I laughed really hard tonight.
Yeah.
And so that thing, when God says that laughter is good medicine, like it is good medicine.
It is.
It's his plan,
Unless you break your leg, then it really isn't.
Well, no.
Ouch.
Well, I don't know. Maybe
Yeah.
that was the plan.
Yeah.
I don't know. We don't know.
Have you
just
ever just
don't
sat
know.
and laughed
You
at it and
just
seen what
don't know.
happened?
Right, we could.
try.
I love it when people go, and I think in the times we live in right now, laughter. If you read this book, you're going to laugh. I hope that's laughter breaks down walls for truth to enter.
It does.
So if you read that book, you're going to laugh. I hope you're sitting somewhere and you just laugh, right? But then there's the nuggets that come in underneath that you go, oh wow, I need to do that. I need to do that bacon bit right there because that could really change things. But it is a beautiful part to look at all. I forgot what I was saying.
Well, you just talked.
I just went,
Yeah.
oh no, I know what it was.
I do that all the
This
time.
right here. When you see somebody go, laughter breaks down walls for truth to enter, they've laughed, and then you see them just go, I needed to laugh.
Yeah.
I needed to laugh.
Repeat that, what you just said. Laughter breaks down. What'd you say?
Laughter breaks down walls for truth to enter. If you can get someone to laugh, you can get them to listen to you. And so
Yeah.
that's what that book does. And I do feel like in life, or when you watch a funny movie, it's too bad funny movies don't have anything worthwhile to say a lot of times because we're laughing.
Right.
We're ready for the truth.
But they did. I mean, we grew up on John Hughes movies.
Yeah, that's true.
You watch a John Hughes movie, whether it's Planes, Trains,
Breakfast
Automobiles,
Club, yeah.
all those. His movies, you're laugh, and then there's a dip.
Yeah.
And in that dip, you get a little message, and then laugh some more.
Yeah.
And that would be the secret sauce to what we try to do.
Well, that's something you did with your podcast, the Bedtime Bible Stories.
You're
That's
exact-
exactly what it is, because it's insanity, but
Yeah.
you're telling Bible stories.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I think really that's the way that you get to the kids is you got to make them laugh,
Yep.
and then you sit in the truth.
Amen.
Yep.
Yep.
That's
I
exactly
figured that one
right.
out by myself. Thank you.
That was
I'm
good.
done.
That was
Good
good.
night.
You did it.
Keep talking. Y'all are good.
Excellent job.
Yeah.
Do you guys feel like a lot of us want to be funny or try to be funny and we aren't? Do you feel like either you are funny or have you learned and tried to take like lessons and tried to figure out how to become funny?
You are so kind.
I
That is
don't-
just even to ask that question, and to not go, we tell you haven't learned how to be funny. We say all the time, we don't really care if anybody else laughs. It's funny to us.
Yeah.
Like
That's most important.
Yeah, I mean, we're not the funniest guys. We're not the best actors. We're not, but it's our friendship over the past 30 years that people want to be a part of.
There's a chapter in the book, it's called Don't Leave Me at the Rodeo, and it really was. We were doing a gig at a rodeo, and so it smells like
Worst setting.
manure.
Yes. Yeah.
It's
It's a
horrible.
rodeo.
Yeah.
And the mayor of this town goes, "Hey boys, I got to introduce you. What do you want me to say about you?" And Tommy
Yeah,
said,
we always say this. Hey, just don't say we're the funniest guys in the world.
Right.
We're not.
Right.
So don't set us up that way.
right. And he got up there and he went, "Hey, I want to introduce you to some of the funniest guys in the world. Please welcome the and then he forgot who we were. Please welcome
no.
the Skit Boys, And so, and then your expectations are so high because we're not that funny.
Yeah.
But no, it really is. I like when we're doing gigs, even in high school, this was the guy that made me laugh all the time. Like we had 6-hour typing together with Mrs. Harden.
Yeah.
We sat side by side. This is back in the day when there was typewriters, right?
sure. Yeah.
And you had to do the homeroom, ASDF,
ASDF, JKL, and semicolon.
So we would get in class. I was a junior, you were a senior, and we would be like, because we hadn't seen each other all day, right?
Yeah,
We'd be
yeah,
like,
yeah.
So how are you?
Oh, it's fine. Did you have a good day today? Yeah, you know.
Yeah. And so, but he's always been the guy that's made me laugh from high school. And I think everybody needs that. You know,
Yes.
hopefully we all have somebody that when you get with them, your soul just feels a little bit more at ease and you get to laugh and you go, You're a gift from God.
Yeah, and he always makes me feel good when I'm having a bad hair day.
Okay.
Which is probably
That's a
also
lot.
Oh,
Yeah.
oh, you mentioned bad hair day, but there are some people that I think might be watching and thinking, I can't laugh right now.
Yeah.
Nothing there. I can't find anything to make me giggle or even put a smile on my face. How would you encourage them, or what would you tell them to get to that place where they can start laughing again?
Well, I think that's a big question, because I think biblically, there's times that we don't laugh. There's times that we mourn with those who mourn, right? And we have those times that we need to just experience that. But we know, one of the things I love is that God created time and days. So you can end this day and start a new one tomorrow.
Yay.
So today may not be a day that I'm going to laugh,
Yep.
but that laughter's coming. Just hang in there.
I think if you find yourself, and that's exactly right, if you find yourself getting in this detour when you're saying yeah but, if you start going yeah but, that's the time that probably something needs to
Hebrew
change.
word.
It is a Hebrew word. When the yeah buts start to happen, then you go, okay, now it's time for a change. And that may be the part you go, you know what? I got to extend myself a little bit. I got to say yes to some things. I got to try, because we can all get in detours of just living this negative cycle, which is, but then to go, you know what? I need to try to do something to find laughter. I need to try to do something to extend this relationship. I need to say yes to some things that I've been saying no to a whole bunch.
It's good.
if you find yourself in a place where you're not around each other, can't make each other laugh, and you just need that instant pick-me-up, what is it that will make you laugh immediately?
That's a great question.
I call him, like, even if we're not, because we don't live together, we don't live in the same state, but I know that or it's so funny, I could be watching something on TV and I could be, hey, have you seen blah, blah, blah? And you go, yeah. But I mean, I don't know if that answers it.
I think it's knowing you have that connection, you have a fallback.
Yeah.
It's that feeling that it's something that we share, is that no matter what's going on, what's happening, you've got that shoulder next to you.
That's exactly right.
Right.
It's always going to be there, and it's a great support.
Yeah.
And that's very obvious. When's the last time you got in trouble for laughing in church?
I'm a pastor at a church, so nobody can get on to me if I laugh.
That's true.
Yeah, that's why I
That's
chose
true.
that
And you can
position.
admonish those who laugh at you
Yeah.
at points when they shouldn't, and not laugh when they should.
Exactly.
Nice. Good moves.
Yeah, I don't know. That's a good question. Yeah.
I think that's one of the great changes about church, is that you can laugh now.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Growing up, it's interesting because growing up, you had to dress up and you couldn't laugh. And at some
Absolutely.
point, God changed his mind about that.
So
It was
glad he
like, you
changed
guys
his
be
mind.
casual and have fun.
Yeah.
Yeah. We dressed heavily, but we got away with a lot of laughing.
No, and I love it. I had a family sitting in front of me at church, and this was just a couple weeks ago, and they had their kids in church with them, and they were laughing and just having a good old time. And there was a mom inside of me that wanted to be like, shh.
Yeah.
And then I thought, you know what? No, I'm just going to let them laugh, because it's
Yeah.
good medicine, just like what you guys are spreading. And I'm so grateful, because I feel like right now we need it probably more than I've ever needed it in my entire life.
Yeah.
Just to laugh and to let loose and realize it's okay, and God loves it. He wants you to be joyful. He wants you to be happy.
Yes.
He wants you to laugh.
Yeah, and when you said that, I thought, can you imagine in your mind Jesus shushing anybody?
No.
Right?
Thank you.
Exactly.
I mean, that's not
Thank
a,
you.
Yes.
it's a mom move. It's not a Jesus
I know.
move.
I know.
Yeah, I imagine. I just imagine that circle, and there were some really, really great jokes. And this is a thing we were talking about the other day, and it just hit me. You ever wonder what Jesus' laugh sounded like? You knew it was perfect,
Yeah.
and you can't wait. Okay, are you going to make the guy laugh? How are you going to do that?
Yeah.
What's a good joke to open with Jesus? These are questions I ask.
Well,
I know, right?
I mean, they say there is a theological, debate or theological. Hey, this was what that meant was, get the splinter of your own eye before you get the log out of your own eye
Right.
before you get. That was humor. That was Jesus using humor. Whether it was or not, but if it was, I mean, you could people like. Jesus is so funny, you know. I mean, what did that look like if he did use humor? If those were really humorous types of things to get the crowd at ease to make his point,
Especially with no rim shot. If you don't,
right? Yeah,
Oh, my.
yeah.
That's true.
It's tough.
Oh,
Yeah.
It's tough.
you guys are doing so podcasts, and you're doing books and skits and all that. Is there something that you would say, this is my favorite thing to do as the Skit Guys? We love doing this the most.
I mean, for me, it's still like a live show. because you get to interact with the people, and there's an instant gratification of that joke hit,
right?
That message landed with them, getting to meet the people and talk to them later and hear their stories. I think that'd be for me.
Yeah. No, I would agree.
And then you have family camp, which is just the complete opposite. How did you get through that, going like, I know this is funny, but I don't have an audience there to react?
With the movie Family Camp, I think what we've been able to do, and we have a great team of people at skitguys.com that make us better. To answer your question, we've been doing what we would call mini movies for churches, and I don't know. In the writing of those things, like I know my brain, like when we're writing something, we think something is funny, like I can hear the laughter. Like there's a part of me that goes, I think that'll get a laugh. I think that'll get a laugh. I think that'll get a laugh. And I think with the movie, even as we were doing those lines and doing this long form of comedy and drama, I really could, in my brain, I go, I think that'll get a laugh. I think that should get a laugh. I think that should get a laugh. So I don't know if that's just because we've been allowed to do it as long as we have.
Sure.
It's a gift, but that's how my brain does it anyway.
Yeah, I think for me, and we both have different stories on this. When I was 18 and I felt a call into ministry, I sat down in across from my pastor and I said, hey, are there Christian actors? And he was a Southern pastor, and he goes, oh, yes, Tommy. He said, have you ever heard of Ebb from Green Acres? And at that point, I went, oh, so there's not Christian actors. Fantastic,
So this is a no-go.
So it was a sacrifice of the greatest dream I ever had was to be able to be in a movie and to act. So, 30 plus years later, when we had the opportunity to make the movie, like it didn't matter that anybody else was there.
Right.
Like it's the dream that was sacrificed to serve God, and in my mind, he just gave it back. And it was the best time of my life.
Yeah.
Well, that's great, because surprise, here's Eb. Come on in.
What?
Wow.
I don't even know who this guy is.
Wow.
Okay.
Should I
You don't know yet.
Okay.
You just don't even
Thank
try
you.
explaining to her.
He's deceased, I think.
Yes, that's the only reason I can
Wow,
tell
this
that
is
story.
this
You know,
is
it's a
unique.
really special
Wow.
It's a special.
That's a very special guest.
This is wow.
And don't bother trying to explain any of this to Amy.
Got it.
No.
I just don't know him, but
know,
but I am thankful for you guys because you give people permission to laugh.
I hope so.
When they
Hope
don't
so.
feel like they can, or
Yeah.
they're in a place and they just need to sometimes have mindless something and just chuckle. It feels good. And you guys are doing that. And in your book and talking about friendship, I mean, that's fun and lighthearted, but it also can be very heavy too. So that's admirable.
Yeah, I think, we live in a day and age where most of our friendships are just shallow.
Yeah, yes.
And so,
True.
man, we long for that depth. I think it's a longing in our soul. And I think really the idea of the book is how do you may not be able to have a 30-year friendship, but you can have deeper friendships.
And we're two totally different personalities. I mean, so I'm more of a driver. Let's go do this, and you're more.
Oh, I will sit on the back porch with my dogs all day.
Laid back.
Yeah, and so it doesn't matter. So the excuses that one could make, well, yeah, I'm listening or I'm watching that, but I don't. It doesn't matter what your personality is. You if you have a love that says I love you no matter what. Then you go after those relationships. You go after those friendships. Sometimes we say, well, you can't give what you don't have. But if you really genuinely love that person, you figure out how to bend those things in your personality with your experiences, and you go, you're worth it. You're worth it to try to have a friendship with.
I'm a better person with you sitting next to me. That's
Thank
what it comes
you.
down to.
Yeah.
Oh, you meant.
Are you talking
sorry,
to us?
you
Or you
meant
talking to
friendship.
I was
what?
just
Okay, got it. I
sucking up to Amy
misunderstood
because
that.
my birthday
That was quite a compliment. I was like,
a
wow.
couple of weeks.
It was the handshake
I
and
know,
then kind
and
of the
it's like,
pa-cha,
man, yeah.
pa-cha.
Well, as we
Right,
like to
Tom?
say, compliment given, compliment taken away.
Yes.
If you had to give it all up tomorrow, and you couldn't even preach,
Yeah.
where would you be?
Oh, Chick-fil-A.
Christian
That sounds
chicken's
Still
good.
Christian.
My
so
pleasure.
good.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
It
May I
is.
serve you?
Yes,
Yes.
exactly.
Yeah,
That's a
really
great
good.
question.
If you had to give it up all today,
So couldn't do Skit Guys,
No.
couldn't preach, couldn't
No.
do anything.
No.
I would
question.
I would be a Walmart greeter because you get to just say hi to people.
You're so good at that.
Thank you.
You really
You have
are.
a lot of practice.
Wearing blue. My favorite color is blue.
Good.
Okay.
That's true.
Got a lot of great sales.
There's a lot of
Yes.
pressure because you got to mix it up, I would imagine. If you have a large group of people come in, you can't just hi.
Oh,
Right.
That's
Hi.
the beauty, though.
That's the
Hey, I would learn names, though. I would get good at it. Hey, Jim. Hey, coming back for the bananas? Hey, Randy. Hey, Sarah. I would do that.
He would.
Yeah.
Should be quite good at it.
Oh, he's so good.
Then I would write a book, How
Yeah.
Walmart Can Change Your Life.
Aw,
See how I did that?
See that?
it was very nice. We mentioned Walmart twice. Are we
Yeah.
getting a kickback for that at all?
Do we?
Is that
Do we?
curiosity?
He's the driven one. That's what I'm
No.
saying.
You would be on your back porch.
I'd be on my back
Dogs.
porch. When I said
Wrong
at
with
Chick-fil-A, I meant eating. didn't
I
mean
would be
working.
buying the coffee at
Yeah.
Walmart and bringing it to you.
Thank you.
To sit on the back
What a
porch
friend.
with you.
Thank you. Appreciate that.
Yep.
I'm a little weepy.
Sweet. Isn't it sweet to see the way that you guys interact? Like, this is real. And that's
It's real.
And that's fun.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it would be miserable, I'm sure.
Oh, my
Yeah.
I gotta imagine though, if you get that real, it's got to be kind of inappropriate at times in certain places.
No, we love Jesus.
Attaboy.
Yeah.
Good to go.
Yeah.
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 I keep
Good to
telling
go.
people that
That's
all the
funny.
time. Yeah,
Good to go.
doesn't work. Good to go. Especially with people. Oh, sorry, we mentioned the book again.
How do we get this? I just want to know, how do we get it?
You
have
can
that
have that
copy.
one.
Yeah,
You
that
can
one's
have that
yours.
copy
Here,
right
this is
there.
how I got this one.
Wow.
Yeah, for real.
Want that one? That's for you.
Yeah.
Thanks.
I think you can get it
Check
autographed.
out, open up to page 36 in
Yes.
that.
Okay.
What does it say? What is page 36?
You guys, look, Skipper.
She opened it up to 35.
Are you serious?
Wow.
That's
One page
fantastic.
away.
Wow.
Dun, dun, dun.
Wow.
We don't know what that says because that's actually Michael W. Smith's book inside.
Yeah, let's show everybody this.
Because there is something that,
Yeah.
there it is.
We were so,
Yeah, so
The idea is
peeling back the
that
curtain, kids. That's it.
that's the truth.
Yeah.
maybe they won't figure that out till after they purchase.
Well,
who
here's the
knows?
deal. There's going to be a tersely worded email in someone's box before this is all over, and it'll likely be me.
Guys.
So,
No, that's
Ready.
funny. See, that's funny. That's
That's comedy.
comedy. That's good.
that's kind of, you know what I always wonder too, like when they present like gold records and stuff like that?
Yeah.
If you actually play them, it's not that record. It's like another one.
Oh, for
Oh.
real?
Yeah, I
Oh,
did. I
I
ruined a
didn't
couple
know
of
that.
gold records that way.
Uh-oh.
Guy needs a hobby.
So, okay, the answer to your question, though, the real book, where
Yes.
you can get it, not the
Yes.
fake book. Like, I think you can get it at klove.com/books.
Okay.
You can get it at Amazon or
Anywhere
wherever you
where
buy books.
books are sold. Yeah.
Okay.
That's
yeah.
what we've been told.
That's what we've been told.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You
know
just
what?
wrote it. You don't know all the
They told me
don't-
all sorts
yeah,
of
this-
stuff, and it's all been just
It's just a
fabricated.
bunch of details.
Just
We
unbelievable.
can only do with what we have.
And that's it. You
Yes.
know, I don't.
I just thought of this. Before
Man,
we
hold
wrap
on.
this up,
Yes.
tell me, do you guys have your best, worst joke? Like a dad joke that you share and
he
you're
does.
like, it's a groaner.
He does. He
don't.
does.
What?
Nice. Deflect.
Yeah.
I don't have any. No, I don't like.
Like cheesy.
Because they're all golden.
Cheesy.
They're all comedy gold.
Yeah, I don't think I. I
Nothing
mean,
cheesy.
No, I
You
mean
have
that.
that old joke.
What's the old joke?
How do you wake up, Lady Gaga?
What's the punchline?
Oh,
Okay,
why
well,
don't
this
you
may
do
be.
that?
I want to go get something to eat.
How
Go
do you
ahead.
wake up Lady Gaga?
How do you wake up Lady Gaga?
Poker face. Poker face. That was a song.
Yes.
That was a
yeah.
Lady Gaga for
Yeah.
those of you. So,
Nice and cheesy.
remember when you thought that was a good idea?
I know. I was excited.
It's all good.
You guys are
No, this
way
is-
above the
here's
dad
truth.
joke.
Like, here, now here's really the truth. Is like when you tell somebody you do comedy, it's always like, oh, tell a joke.
Ooh.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't tell a joke.
Yeah.
To
No,
save
but
my
well,
life.
and the other
Yeah.
part is when they find out you do what you do, is like, oh yeah, hey, go and be funny.
Yeah,
Right.
do something funny.
Right, right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
do something funny.
Yeah.
I am right now.
Dance
It's just-
monkey.
Yeah.
I'm learning from all you guys.
That's comedy.
And I'm rebellious enough to go. No, I don't think so.
Yeah.
I'm done. Yeah.
And I'm not.
Yeah.
And then
I'll
you
try
say
to come
something
up
like,
with a joke.
my cat died today.
Yes.
I'm not feeling very funny today.
We have a skit about that.
Yes. Well, okay, cat dying skit. We're getting that one.
This is
Hey,
just
the
good.
cat, here's the thing. The cat is the only domestic animal not mentioned in the Bible.
You know what's weird about that?
Nothing.
I thought maybe you knew something weird about that. I was just hopeful.
I don't think they're from the Lord.
No.
They're the devil.
Oh, believe me, I have two of them in my house now.
Right.
You go 17 years with a dog, all of a sudden there are two cats.
Sir. No,
Boy.
sir.
Changes things.
They make noises that don't come from this
I've
world.
been a regular for a month.
Amy, do you want to go get some coffee while they talk?
I love you guys. I'm so thankful that we had a chance to talk and to laugh a little bit more. But Smells Like Bacon, klove.com.
Yeah.
Yes.
You can check it out and read it.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you for the opportunity.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
Thank you.
Listen, we're super excited. Like, not just,
We
hey,
are too.
like, we just did the audio version of it, and so we got to read through it again.
Oh, fun.
And so it was really that moment of just going, I hope people will read this. I think it will help people's relationships. I mean, that sounds like a sales pitch, but I just can only be honest with you and say it's from my heart. Going, I think it.
Well,
really will.
and it was important that we wanted to read it, but we learned about a bunch of stuff about Michael W. Smith, so we're just kind of confused.
Right.
Which one of you is Michael?
Right. That's yeah.
Well, you didn't know
we
our
both
secret
are.
ambition.
Well, you got it. You win. Okay.
Yeah.
I think this is the point where we say, this is done. We
Thank
can't do any
you.
more with this.
Thanks,
now.
guys.
You're welcome. You're
Right.
welcome.
Thank
Thanks
you.
for having us. Yeah.